Sarah. So I'm going to be doing a Q&A with...
Hi, I'm Joelle.
She's Joelle. She is a senior here. She's 19. She has her own YouTube channel. She's been posting videos forever. I remember watching them when I was applying to Dartmouth. And so we thought we would finally take the time to collab.
Yeah.
So that's what this video is. I asked you guys, we both asked you guys for questions on Instagram. We'll just be running through those in this video. Yeah. Have you been heavily involved in Greek party life at Dartmouth? I am a freshman, and here at Dartmouth, freshmen are not allowed to be affiliated, so I am not in Greek life, but I certainly do go out sometimes and go to the frats and go to the sororities.
Conversely, I'm a senior, so I've been affiliated. I rushed when I was a sophomore, and I'm in a sorority, and yeah, I would say it's been a very enriching part of my Dartmouth experience. Not everyone feels that way, but definitely by being involved in a Greek house yourself, you get pulled much more into that social sphere, just in general, even if it's not necessarily with your house.
I got a lot of questions asking me if I'm rushing next year, and right now I am planning on rushing, so what I've been doing is just going to a bunch of like pre-rush like sorority events.
Oh man.
And, like, I know,
I hated those so much.
A lot of conversing.
Yeah, a lot of girl flirting.
So do you think it's better to go into that with an open mind, or by like researching them more?
I would say definitely talk to upperclassmen friends about their experiences. Rush is so unpredictable that having an open mind is probably the best way about going. No, is probably the best way to go about doing it. But at the same time, rush doesn't give you a super accurate perception of what each house is like. Unfortunately, I think. Yeah, there's just a lot that they don't show you, so that's why it is important to hear insight from upperclassmen. However, you have to know that all the stereotypes are exactly that, they're stereotypes. Yeah. So there's a lot of exaggeration that happens between, you know, what actually happens in the house and what you hear as a freshman.
Do you get a lot of unwanted attention from being a lady in the STEM field, and just other questions related to being a woman on in STEM on campus in general? So I am big STEM person, as you can tell from the name of my channel. And so I've spent the majority of my time here taking STEM classes. Like, I've taken at least 2 every single term.
Oh my gosh.
It's been a lot of lab time. And I don't think that I've gotten unwanted attention, but that's not to say that there isn't kind of like a feeling. I was telling Joelle earlier, one of the things I notice a lot, especially when I'm in like a physics class or something, is that I'll like raise my hand and say something, and I'll just like hear that my voice is so much higher than everybody else in the room, and just kind of like in that moment I remember that I'm a woman and most of the other people in this room are not. But I haven't felt like it's hindered my education in STEM here at all. It's just kind of like a thing that kind of sucks, but like I don't know, I think I've gotten used to it over the years since I've always kind of put myself in that area.
Yeah, and like for me as an econ and film major, but for the econ portion, I've definitely been in classes where there's like 3 girls out of 15, which again, it's not a huge class, but you feel it when you're all fighting to answer that question for your participation grade and that sort of thing. And I think I've noticed it more this past year, actually my senior year in the upper level classes, just as content is more difficult and you kind of need to make a name for yourself in a way in participation-based classes to stand out to the professor. I feel like there are definitely times when my gender works against me, just like the stereotype of like the dumb sorority girl who's just like making her way through econ, or the fact that I'm also a film major. I think some professors are like, oh, that's really interesting, like what are you doing here? That's like enticed me to be extra feminine in class, just as like a because I know I'm doing well in the classes and I know I understand the content, so I'll just like extra aggressively like reapply lip gloss in class.
I love that.
Which is totally unnecessary. That's just something that I do.
I love that. No, keep doing that. I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah.
So Dan asked, do y'all typically leave campus during your free time? Depends on the amount of free time, I would say, because leaving campus, like, or at least going beyond the bounds of Hanover, that's a time commitment, because like if you don't have a car on campus, you gotta rent a zip car, you gotta make sure the zip car's available, you gotta drive, you got to get to your location, you literally have to like book it into your schedule days or weeks in advance. So It's not the easiest thing to do, but I think I'm getting kebabs on Thursday.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
So.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I would say I definitely started leaving campus more as a senior because more friends have cars, naturally making it easier. And also realizing there's a lot to do off campus, but like Hannah said, you have to book it into your schedule so far in advance. Like if you want to go on a hike or just grab a meal or even like walk to CVS from your dorm. Like, it takes so long, and Dartmouth students pack their schedules so freaking heavily.
CVS is like less than half a mile from campus, but like if I'm gonna go to... How different is college from high school in terms of time management, stress, rigor, etc.? The biggest thing I've noticed is that there's no rigid boundary between work life and your time, just because like you're living here, you're living on campus, like the library is like right next to your dorm. It's very hard to separate that, and in that way it can be more stressful and it can be more rigorous because it, like, unless you set up very clear boundaries for yourself, it's gonna feel like you're literally doing work 24/7, even if you're not. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. Just hopping off of that, I think in college there's really nothing you have to do, as weird as that sounds. Like everything that you do with your time is under your jurisdiction, whether you're in a club, playing a sport, working out, taking care of yourself, socializing, studying. Like everything, you get to choose how much time and effort you want to put into all of those activities, which is awesome, but really takes a lot of personal agency and responsibility.
How was it adjusting to having a roommate? Does Dart do a good job of pairing roommates? So, my roommate, Linda, has appeared in one video on this channel. She has a lot of fans, though.
Wow.
I got a lot of requests for her appearance.
That's so cute.
And we get along like very well. Like we're not like best friends, but like we're friends, and we've never had any like conflicts or anything like severe conflicts or anything. And honestly, my friends for the most part are happy with their roommates as well. Like at Dartmouth, if you don't know, you can't choose your roommate freshman year. It's randomly assigned. You literally just fill out a survey saying what time you like to wake up in the morning, what time you go to bed, and whether or not
like
you
so
like
general.
study.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally the most general basic thing ever, but somehow it seems to work.
Yeah, my freshman roommates are some of my best friends still, and I'm in senior year now, and even the girls on my floor are some of the people that live in my apartment with me, so we got super lucky. Unfortunately, I definitely have some friends who had like the horror stories of just like did not work out, and you find a way to adapt your lifestyle to like not be intrusive on other people's, and that's a really important life skill, I think, just in general.
Yeah, I think having a roommate is like a good life lesson.
Oh yeah,
at least once in your
for
life.
sure.
Essentials you should bring to Darty. I want to make a whole video on this, but
Yeah,
I'm just
I've
gonna
been asked for
tap
that
on
video.
a few. A stapler. I use my stapler almost every day.
That's so funny.
I carry it around with me everywhere.
Are you serious?
I have a stapler in my backpack right now. I use it every day. Winter apparel, obviously, all the jackets you can think of, basically. You'll use them in any season. Are there any like huge essentials that you think of?
Well, definitely an umbrella, as it's been raining for like 3 weeks straight and it's spring term. I think there's also those things that you don't necessarily think of, but if you have like a portable speaker, very helpful for like just livening up any social scene. Obviously, I think we'd both say bring a camera if you have one. You want to document your college experience, especially if you have like a film or like disposable cameras. I love having one for at least like every term.
Bring an air freshener.
Yeah. Oh, a fan.
A fan.
Fan is huge, especially for sophomore summer.
Is it possible to be popular and go to parties without being judged for not drinking? So basically, is it okay to not drink at parties? Yes.
Yes.
People play Pong with water all the time. Sometimes I go out on Wednesdays because my friends want to play Pong, or like Thursdays or Tuesdays or whatever, and I almost always play with water on those days because I usually have work I need to do after.
Yeah, I think people definitely understand, like, the fact that it's a very academically rigorous place, #rigor, and so like no one would blame you for that. In other regards though, like I make a lot of videos about this because I'm Christian, but I'm in Greek life, and people are always like, how does that work? And I'm like, well, like if you have values and you want to stick to those values, like as long as, I think it's important for you to have a reason why you are doing things you're doing, but other than that, like I've never had someone like criticize or question, even when I'm like at a party and like not drinking, or like I won't dress according to a certain theme because I'm just like, I don't really want to represent myself that way. Like no one really cares, and if they do, don't hang out with them.
Yeah. Okay, so there are a bunch of people asking for advice for their upcoming school years, mostly high school freshmen, high school seniors, or college freshmen. So I think we'll bounce through those really quickly.
Yeah.
Advice for high school freshmen. Hello, 14-year-olds out
Y'all are
there.
looking really far in advance.
You are on top of your game. I was
goodness.
not like
I did not do this.
But hello, Hope you're doing great. Hope middle school treated you well. But don't worry, you can leave that all in the past. High school transcripts start all over. I know if you're watching this video, you likely are already feeling a little bit of pressure about the college process, because I'm assuming that's how you found my channel. And don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just take a step back.
You have so much time.
Don't worry. You have so much time. Keep working hard in school. Don't stress yourself out over being the perfect college applicant, because there is no perfect college applicant. Have fun, make memories, join clubs, hang out with your friends, watch movies, watch Netflix. Be young. High school seniors. Hello, 17-year-olds. Get your college apps done early. Honestly, if you're about to be a senior and you haven't started your Common App essay, you should think about starting that soon. I personally started mine over the summer, and I kept working on it until like I submitted it in October, and it took that long for me to be like genuinely really happy with it. But like to this day, it's one of like the essays I'm most proud of. I hope you're enjoying your college tours and all this stuff. We both have resources on our channel.
Oh yeah,
that would be great resources if you're looking to do research on schools.
Having interests is like the #1 step to being a good college applicant, and doing things that you're interested in, and that will stay true from high school to college, and just being genuine with how you spend your time and your energy and pursuing what you think is worth it.
College freshman.
That's like you're just 1 year younger than you.
Yeah. College senior, do you have any advice for us?
For a college freshman, don't waste time worrying about things that you know won't matter. That's a lot easier said than done. But when you like play that game of like, will this matter in like 10 days, 10 weeks, or like 10 months, 10 years? Like, at what point are your concerns gonna stop mattering to you? And for me, that was a really good way to put things in perspective when I was stressing out about like a singular midterm, or like boys, or any of those things. Like really prioritizing where you put your headspace is like super important. And also just like freshman year is your time to like learn and make mistakes, learning how to like really define success for yourself and the kind of person you want to be, and along with that, just what you want to do with your future. This is the time to just start asking yourself questions, not being intimidated by those questions, so that you are able to process them as you go through college and come out as a senior like knowing, at least to some degree, like what kind of person you want to be. And that can be, you can answer that whatever way you want, whether it's like very concrete or very abstract. I think like nailing down your value system is actually super important for going through college. I had a lot of friends like go through crises this past year during their senior years, because they're like, wow, I never really figured out like what I wanted, and I feel like I didn't spend my time in college well. And that's like a really sucky realization to come to your senior fall. Think about like the bigger questions as early as you can, as scary as they may be, so that by the time like you go through, you feel comfortable like addressing and talking about it, and just like formulating some sort of definition for yourself.
Do you think it's more important to figure out who you are or what you want to do?
Oh, who you are for sure.
Okay, good.
Since I think what you want to do is going to change so much, and also like that first job out of college, you obviously want to give yourself like good exit opportunities and set yourself up well, but I mean that job's going to change 2 years after you graduate. And so like the seniors, when I was a sophomore year, they're all transitioning jobs now, transitioning industries, and like they know what they like and what they didn't like. And a lot of people actually didn't love their first job out of college, and that's totally okay, because they gave themselves the skills and they like found out what priorities they had and were able to find a job after that like suits their lifestyle better. So it's a continuous like journey, I would say, in terms of figuring out what you want to do, which is why I say it's not like crazy important. Obviously though, like when you figure out the kind of person you want to be, that might lend itself to what you want to do on a more tangible level.
I agree with Joelle like entirely on like the value system thing. Like one of the things I pride myself most in is just like I have a concrete like moral and like value system that I live my life by, and I think having like being confident in knowing that those things are important to me has definitely helped me jump into a new environment. General advice: be open-minded going into school. Don't set any unreasonably like high or even like low expectations. Just like go with the flow. Like nothing is ever gonna be how you expect it to be. Game of Thrones.
Is that even a question? I mean, I watch Game of Thrones.
I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Oh my gosh,
It's so freaking good. I'm barely able to keep up with my friends watching Gossip Girl. Like Game of Thrones is a whole other commitment.
It's a whole other beast. I started like as it was coming out, which made it earlier. But producer David Benioff was a Dartmouth alum. Fun fact,
Hey.
so much talent here at Dartmouth.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that's where I think we're gonna cut this video off. Please, please, please subscribe to Joelle. She's so sweet, so amazing, and she has so many great resources on her channel. Also, she's a senior, so she'll be out of here after next fall.
Yeah.
So, like, follow her journey into the real world,
The
man.
real world, guys.
Okay, I hope you guys like this video. Leave a thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe, and all that jazz. Okay, bye.
Bye.